What's up, guys? Sorry about the lighting. It is currently 5:30 in the morning where I'm at, Eastern time. Heading out to work. Wanted to pump out a video. Tried to set up the camera with the lights in the car on. Wasn't really coming through all that much, so I figured, screw it. I'm just gonna talk to you guys, nothing too serious. We're looking ahead at the Bears. We'll just consider this my kind of, pre-Bears Eagles first look kind of deal. No big deal. I want to come at you guys a little bit and talk to y'all about Justin Fields, that Bears defense. We're going to talk about them a little bit. We're going to talk about the Eagles. For fun, I rewatched, some old videos from the beginning of the season. It kind of got me thinking about, what I thought about this team at the beginning of the year and, how things have turned out. So we're going to cover a little bit of everything. We'll hold off on the Bears for a minute. First things first, please like, please subscribe, please comment down below. I know this video isn't perfect. You guys aren't going to be able to see me much, if at all. I know the format isn't great. I didn't really plan this one out, but you guys have been amazing. So just continue to support as best you can, and just know that I appreciate it very much, okay? So anyway, first look at the Bears. Really what comes to my mind right away is Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been growing. He's been learning. He runs like hell. We definitely in this game got to watch Justin Fields' legs. I think if we can contain Fields in the pocket and make him be a true passer, then we can have success. I don't really fear their run game too much. I don't really fear any one player too much, although they do got some pretty decent wide receivers on the outside. They just haven't really had a chance to show what they can do. I know they got some guys injured. I believe someone's down for the year, but I'll look into that. So honestly, don't overlook the Bears. We can win this game. They're on the upswing, but I don't think there's someone that we need to worry about personally. Like I said, I'll put a video out later this week. I'll end up going back and watching a couple games from the Bears, and watching some highlights at least, and kind of start formulating what I'm seeing, and, we can start talking about our keys to victory and stuff like that. But this week, I think the main key is, don't fuck up. If the Eagles players can just get in, get the win, get out, don't fuck up, that's it. That's all we need. But, anyway, as to what I was saying earlier in the video, I went back and I watched my first video before the Detroit Lions game, and that video was titled, Eagles vs. Lions, I Got Anxiety. And I don't think a lot of people understood what I meant by that, The anxiety isn't just, normal, I've got butterflies, and I don't know how to feel. No, this is real crippling anxiety before this week one, Going back and looking, we had no idea what this defense was going to be. We had no idea what Jalen Hurts was going to be this year, what form of Jalen Hurts we were going to get this year. We didn't know what Kazir White was going to do. We didn't know what CJ was going to do. We didn't know that TJ Edwards was going to take another step. We didn't know that our pass rush was going to be as good as it was. In that video, I said something about how I'd love to see BG and Hassan Reddick getting the majority of the snaps and get 10 sacks. Excuse me. It is 5:30 in the morning, in case I didn't tell you already. I said I'd like to see them both get 10 sacks. But I also said on third downs that I would very much like to see Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick on the outside every time. That's exactly what's been going on the past couple weeks. weeks. No more Sam linebacker bullshit. No more using Hassan Reddick cute. He's had his hand on the ground rushing the passer. And I love it. I'm here for every bit of it. Because that man is a monster at pass rusher. He is not a linebacker. He is not a middle linebacker. He is barely an outside linebacker. You know, I don't understand why people are so scared to just put him at D end and let him eat. Well, now, here we are, and it's finally happening. All right? And he's feasting. He's absolutely feasting. He's got 10 sacks already. I believe BG has 7.5 or 8 or something like that. I know Javon Hargrave, I believe, has 8.5. You know, that was another question of mine. You know, who's rushing the passer on third downs? You know, and I mean, guys, could this season have gone any better so far? I mean, let's be real. I'm watching this video, and I'm like, I was terrified. You know, I thought that a 10-win team was going to be a big success this year. And we're already at 12 wins. We've lost one game. And looking at the schedule, it's really hard to pick up another loss unless we bench our starters. So, I mean, could this season have gone any better so far? You know, people had questions about Jalen Hurts. I didn't. You can go back and watch my old videos. I got receipts. I know what I said. I told everybody, draft Devontae Smith, and let's see if Jalen can throw the ball. That's exactly how they started the season last year. They drafted Devontae Smith, and they found out if Jalen could throw the ball. The answer was, not quite yet, but he's getting there. And now look at him this year. Our NFL MVP, Jalen Hurts. All right? I mean, you know, I'm sure people had questions about Bradbury. You know, Bradbury didn't look great last year, but we knew Bradbury had potential to be a top corner. Did we think he was going to grade as high as Slay this year? No way. No way. If you'd have asked 9 out of 10 people, they would have thought that Slay took the top CB role, top cornerback role, and that Bradbury would have kind of just been, you know, an upgrade over Steven Nelson, and that's it. Now, no hate on Steven Nelson, because I think he's elevated his game this year with the Texans too, and I think he was better than a lot of people gave him credit for. He did find himself lurking a little too much and gave up plays because of it, but what corner doesn't? You know, there were questions everywhere. You know, Marcus Epps. Can Marcus Epps play well? You know, I hear a lot of shit about Marcus Epps, but, I mean, how many touchdowns has the guy given up? You know, how many big runs have been Marcus Epps' fault? The worst thing I could say about Marcus Epps earlier in the year, not even recently, but earlier in the year, was the missed tackles. But I can't even tell you the last time that happened now. You know, so who knows? All I'm saying is, this team has had a lot of questions this year, and I think they've come out and answered every one of them. I think they have come out and answered every single one of them. I mean, you know, can they throw the ball? Yes. Can they run the ball? Yes. Can they play defense? Yes. You know, it's unbelievable. You know, 2017, you watched the 2017 Eagles, and you knew there was something special, but there were a lot of games that were close, and there were a lot of wins. Not a lot of wins. There were a few wins throughout the year that, you know, we don't win without Carson making an unbelievable play. Or we don't win without this defensive player stepping up for a pick or a fumble, or, you know, there were so many games that were so tight up until the end. You know, this year just does not feel the same. The Lions game got close. It didn't feel close. You know, we smashed the Vikings. You know, we've smashed every team that's in front of us. The Redskins won on an absolute fluke. I don't care what anybody says. Hey, I can see you guys again. the Redskins won on an absolute fluke, and you can't tell me otherwise. You can't. Fumbles, drops, so. This is just a different team. All the questions we had, the answer to all of them is this team's just different. To be 12-1 right now, to have already clinched a playoff spot right now before everybody else, and to have the NFL MVP at quarterback and a top 5 defense, I haven't even talked about Booby over 1,000 yards. Miles Sanders over 1,000 yards. Unbelievable the season he's having in the limited touches that he's had this year. A.J. Brown already over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns for Miles, 10 rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts to go with like another 19 or 20 passing touchdowns. It's an unbelievable year. And I'm really, really starting to get to the point to where, in my mind, it's Super Bowl or bust. I think it's time to just suck it up and say it for me personally. It is Super Bowl or bust. There is nobody that can stop this team. I heard someone say yesterday that when this team is just playing at 80%, if they just execute 80% of the time, they're unstoppable. I think that you might be lowballing their percentage a little bit, but with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys so fucking much. You have no idea how much your continued support means to me. If you've made it to this point in the video, I need you to give me a thumbs up. I need you to give me the horns up, something, guys. I need you to give me an emoji to let me know that you made it to the 12-minute mark, because if you made it to the 12-minute mark, I'm going to shout you out in the next video. I am going to full name, whatever you want me to say, comment down below, whatever you want your shout out to be. You want me to shout out your baby mama who's a bitch? You want me to shout out your moms? You want me to shout out your sister? Tell her she's, things are going okay? Whatever. Just comment down below, throw an emoji in there, and tell me what you want me to say on my shout out next week. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate the continued support. Thank you so much once again. You guys fucking rock. All right, y'all. Let's go, Birds. Beat the Bears. I'll be back at y'all in a couple days with a more breakdown video for the Bears. And, you know how it goes, guys. Deuces.